Hello and welcome to Power BI step-by-step tutorial. In this part 1 of this video, we are going to cover the following chapters. Total 22 chapters we are going to cover in this part 1 video. Right from installing, downloading, interface store of Power BI desktop, connecting to the text or CSV files, loading the multiple data using the Excel data with the CSV data, working with the conditional formatting in the charts, understanding and working with the slicers, table, donut charts, maps, clustered bar chart, pie chart, line chart, funnel chart, understanding the types of data filters, top and filters, understanding how we can connect to the website URL and create the visualization, working with the linked reports, bookmarks, buttons and many more. Yes, we are going to cover in this part 1 video, as you can see over here. This video will be completely practical based video where we are going to cover 10% of the theory and 90% we will try to do the practical example. So without wasting any time further, let's get started with our chapter number 1. What is BI? BI stands for Business Intelligence. Yes, if you want to understand this term in simple words, then it means that converting your raw data into a meaningful information. Yes, let me explain you this sentence with a simple example. So here you can see that we got the list of names, right? And this list of names you can consider it as a raw data. Okay, so we have got the raw data over here. Now what I will do, I will apply BI to this raw data and convert this data into a meaningful information. So just see how I am going to do that. So let's see. So here we go. Now I am converting this data into a meaningful information. Just see how I am going to do that. So there you go. So there you go. Here you can see that we have converted this raw data into a meaningful data. Means I have titled this data, this raw data as a bank employees. Means this list of names are related to the bank employees. So this is how I have converted a raw data into a meaningful data by applying the business intelligence. That's what the sentence means. Converting your raw data into the meaningful data. This is what the job of a BI, business intelligence. So now that you have understood what is BI, now let's go straight and let's talk about Power BI. Let's understand first what is Power BI. What is Power BI? Power BI is a data visualization tool where it converts the raw data into the visualization. Yes, with the help of the Power BI components, we can convert the raw data into the visualization. If you want to visualize the raw data, then yes, you can take the help of the Power BI. So let's go and see a simple demo of this, So there you go. I am into the Power BI desktop. Now what I will do, I am going to get the raw data first. So for that, I will say Excel workbook. So there you go. Now in this step, I am going to load the raw data. So my raw data is over here. So that's it. Load. So as you can see that our raw data has been loaded into the Power BI successfully. Now what I am going to do, I am going to convert this raw data into the visualization. So there you go. I have selected one visualization over here. So there you go. Quickly what I will do, I am going to select budget sales. So there you go. As you can see that we have converted our raw data. We loaded our raw data into the Power BI and we converted this raw data into the visualization. This is what the Power BI does. And also it is a business intelligence tool. Yes, business intelligence tool means it helps us to do the ETL activity. That is extraction. Yes, we have extracted the data. Now second step is the transformation. In the transformation, we can massage the data. So we can go over here to the transform editor, that is the Power Query editor, and here we can massage the data. Massaging of the data means that cleaning up the data. like removing the error data, removing the null values, removing the erroneous data, formatting the data types, and many more we can do in the transformation. Finally, once we set our data properly, we transform our data properly, we can load that data into the Power BI. Once we got the proper data, then we can do the data modeling and we can do the reporting very easily. Power BI has got the inbuilt DAX expression. Yes, where with the help of this expression we can do much more deeper analysis. So here you can go and write the formulas, that is the DAX expression, which help us to do the deeper analysis, calculations, aggregations, and so on. So from ETL to the data modeling to the analysis to the reporting to the visualization and to the interactive dashboards. Yes, we can create the interactive dashboard by using the Power BI Pro services. Yes, so Power BI does everything and creates the great impact. The biggest advantage of using this tool is that it creates the great impact on an organization to make a confident business decisions without having to hire an experienced data scientist. Yes. Now that you have understood about the Power BI, now let's understand why you should choose Power BI or why you should learn Power BI or jump to Power BI. I want to explain this answer in two ways. One with respect to the Power BI software and second with respect to the Power BI job market. Power BI as a software, if you want to go and purchase the license of this software, then it is much cheaper than compared with other BI tools in the market. Yes, Power BI is the number one BI tool in the market because it has got 1000 plus functions, including the M functions and DAX functions. Here it got maximum number of components and features, where with the help of these components and feature you can do the cleaning process, you can transform the data, you can do the deeper analysis, and you can do much more things. Power BI is a collection of 4 main components. Yes, that is, the number one is the Power Query. Second one, Power Pivot, or you can also call this as data modeling, Power BI data modeling. Third, Power View, which is nothing but your visualization, your reporting. And the fourth one is the Power BI Pro services. So, cleaning of the data, massaging of the data, removing the erroneous data you can do with the help of Power Query, and in the Power Pivot data modeling you can do the relationships, you can create the relationship, you can model your data according to your business requirement. And in the Power View you can use the visualization charts, you can do the reporting in the Power View. And with the help of Power BI Pro services, you can share your reports, you can create the dashboards, you can collaborate, and you can integrate your reports and charts to the cloud services. So these are the reasons why you should choose the Power BI. Now I want to talk why you should choose Power BI with respect to the job market, because it is very important to understand for those who are learning, who are seeking to pursue or looking for a Power BI job. For them, this is very important point I want to talk in this video. The demand for the Power BI jobs in the market is huge. There are lots of jobs are available in the market when we compared with other BI tools in the market. So let me just show you with the help of Google Trends over here. Now here you can see that I am into the Google Trends, and if I go and search for Power BI jobs, let's see what happens. So now I'm going to change this to worldwide. So there you go, and I'm going to make this as past 5 years. So there you go, here you can see the graph how it is increasing over day by day, right? Now Here I'm going to compare this Power BI jobs with some other tool, that is Tableau jobs. Simply wow. So here you can see that how the blue line is increasing over here. Here you can see that, right? The job market for Power BI, it is booming. Now here you can see that we are into 2023 and how the job market is increasing as compared to the Tableau jobs, right? Now if I go and change to, let's say, India. So let's see India, how the job market is in India for Power BI jobs when compared with the Tableau jobs. So there you go. Here you can see that the demand is high when compared with the Tableau jobs. The red one is the Tableau jobs and the blue one is the Power BI jobs, as you can see that. Now if I go and change it to United Kingdom, let's see over here. So there you go. It is high only, right? Now if I change it to worldwide, definitely Power BI is having more demand, as you can see over here, right? Yes. So with respect to the jobs, Power BI has got great demand in the market. So if you're looking to learn Power BI, then you should go and learn Power BI and you should start your learning process of Power BI from today onwards with this video. Okay. So this is all about why you should choose Power BI and some of the benefits of using the Power BI software. So now that you have understood everything about the Power BI, now let's go straight away and let's understand how to download and install the Power BI software into our local system. So in order to download the software, you have to visit a URL called powerbi.microsoft.com. So let me just show you that URL into my notepad. So there you go. So you have to visit this URL in order to download the Power BI software. Just copy this, just paste it in your browser. It will take you to the Power BI download tools and application. Yes, here you will find everything related to Power BI. Like for example, Power BI desktop software is there, Power BI mobile is there, Power BI on-premises data gateway is there, on-premises reporting with the Power BI report server is there, Microsoft Power BI report builder is there. So all the softwares are related to Power BI are over here. Yes. Now, in order to do the visualization, in order to do the data modeling, in order to write the DAX expression, we have to download a software called Microsoft Power BI Desktop. Yes, this software is must in order to do all these activities, that is the data modeling, ETL activity, writing the DAX expression, reporting, modeling and everything. So this software is must into your local system. So make sure that you have downloaded and installed this software. Okay. So now in order to download this software, there are two ways you can download it. One with the Microsoft Store. Yes, you can download this software. So once you click on this link, it will take you to the Microsoft Store, as you can see over here. Now from this store also you can download the Microsoft desktop software and you can install it into your system. This software is completely free, so you can download this, you can install it and you can start learning this Power BI. Yes. So there is another way of downloading this software. Let me just show you that. That is a custom download. I will say if you click on this second link, that is the advanced download option link. Just see that. Now it will take you to the custom page where you can download the Power BI desktop here with the proper selected language. You can see that, right? So depending on your language, you can select it over here and you can start downloading. In order to understand the system requirement which requires for Power BI, you can read it over here, So this is a system requirement, as you can see that. Okay. So you can read it. You can also read the install instructions also, right? So now once you click on this download button, a exe will start getting downloaded. So once the exe has been downloaded into your system, what you have to do, you have to click on that exe, just double click on that exe. A window will open where it will give you the instruction, a basic instruction, like let's say next. You have to say next, you have to say next, that's it. A Power BI desktop will get installed into your system very easily. It's very basic steps, In case of any difficulties while downloading and installing this software, you can reach me on questpond@questpond.com, where you can mail your doubts and queries. I will be more than happy to help you and guide you for this complete installation and download process. Okay? So any difficulties, just mail me on questpond@questpond.com. I will be very happy to help you and guide you. Okay. So once you have downloaded and installed the Power BI software, the desktop software, you can go and type over here, say Power BI, and you can click on this application link. Okay. So once you click on this link, a desktop software will open something like this. Okay. So this is all about downloading and installing a Power BI desktop software. So before we go and do anything, let's first understand this Power BI software, this entire desktop software. So let's do an interface tour. So I'm going to start from the top. So here on the top you can see that we have the home ribbon. Inside the home ribbon we have the data connection, means here you can connect the sources. So here in the get data you can see that we have the different types of data sources connection over here. So if I click on this more button, so here you can see that here you can connect n number of sources. So there you go, you can get this data, means you can extract the raw data from Excel, CSV, XML, JSON, folder, PDF, SQL Server, Oracle, IBM DB2, MySQL, Postgre, Teradata, SAP HANA, and many more. Here you can see that. Here you can connect to the n number of data sources. Yes, using this Power BI desktop software, you can connect to the n number of data sources. You can extract from the file also, you can extract from database also, you can extract it from Azure also, other online services, and many more. Yes. So this is the first link what we have, or I will say the first button what we have under the home ribbon. In case if you want to connect directly, if you want to extract the Excel data directly, and if you want to connect to the Excel source, you can click on this ribbon button. Yes. In case if you have the SQL Server, then you can click on this SQL Server button. In case if you want to enter the data normally, then you can choose this button. In case if you want to go to the Power Query for doing the ETL activity, you can click on this Transform Data ribbon, or I will say the Transform Data button. Just click on this Transform Data. Now another window open up, as you can see that. So let me just show you. So this window has been overlapped with the another window. So there you go, you can see that. So this is my Power BI window, you can see that, the desktop window, and this is the another window especially for doing the data transformation. So this window is also called as Power Query Editor, as you can see over here. Okay. And in this editor also you can see that we have different types of tabs and buttons. Okay. So in the home you can see that we have the new sources, again the same thing what we have just seen in the get source. Okay, the same options available over here also. Here we have, in case if you want to enter the data manually, you can click on over here. We have this transform ribbon, in case if you want to do any kind of a transformation. In case if you want to add a column to the table, yes, you can go over here, you can add the column, you can add the conditional columns, you can add the custom columns, you can add the mathematical column, you can do much more things over here. We have the view over here, you can see that, where you can get the advanced editor. Advanced editor means in case if you want to write the M functions, yes, you can write it over here also. In case if you want to see the steps, the formulas, what is happening, whatever the changes you do to the data table or data source, all those steps will be visible in under the advanced editor. And we have the tools, you can see that, for diagnosing, okay, then the help, okay. So these are the options are available. We will talk in detail when we go to this Power Query editor while doing the data transformation. So for now, this option is available under the transform data option, as you can see that. In case if you want to add the new visual, yes, you can click over here. In case if you want to add the text box, yes, you can click over here. All the simple buttons and the naming conventions are given in the Power BI desktop software. Now let's go to the left hand side first, because this is the important section which I want to share with you. So here you can see that now the report view is selected over here. So this is the area where we can drag and drop our visualization. Here you can see that. If I click on over here, a visualization will come over here, right? So this is the visualization area where you can design your visualization, okay. In case if you want to get the data, direct options are given over here. You can see that import from the SQL server. In case if you want to import it from the Excel, yes, you can do it here. In case if you want to get the data from another source, you can click over here. Once you click on over here, the same option will open up which we just saw under the get data. So there you go, as you can see that, okay. Now let's go to the second tab, that is the data view tab, where you can view the tables over here. The table data you can view it in this tab. Then we have the third tab, that is the model view tab, where you can do the data modeling. Means here you can create the data relationships, here you can create the active relationships, inactive relationships, here you can manage the relationships, here you can do lots of things related to modeling, okay. Now let's go. Once you click on this report view, here you can see that a visualization appears over here. This visualization is having all the charts, all the reporting charts available in the Power BI. Here you can see that we have the stack bar chart, we have the pie chart, we have the donut chart. All the charting options are available over here. In case if you want to get the more charts, more visuals, you can click on this dot to get the more visuals. You can see that, right? This is the filter tab where you can filter out the visualization. Yes, we will discuss this in detail while we go along with this course, but for now just understand that the filter tab is over here where you can do the n number of filtration. Means this filtration will affect directly to the visualization. This is the visual filter, I can say that, okay. Now this is the visualization, this is the data where you will get all the tables are loaded in this data source. Means when you get this data, let's say from Excel or from CSV or from SQL server, whatever tables has been generated from that data, that tables will be loaded over here, and you can separately you can view that tables from this data view also. Yes, so there you go. And here you can also create the measure table also. So how you can create the measure table? By clicking on this new measure. Can you see that? Because now the data is not there, we have not fetched any data, that's why this is disabled over here. But once you have the data, this will get enabled automatically, okay. So once this is enabled, you can create the new measure table also. You can write the formulas, you can do the calculation and much more things, okay. Now let's go to the insert. In the insert, again you can have the new visuals, new pages you can create, you can add the text box, you can add the buttons, you can add the shapes, you can add the images, etc. okay. And let's go to the modeling. This is again an important tab where you can create the relationships. See, all this is showing the disable because the data is not there. Once you get the data, everything will get enabled. Okay, like new measure, quick measure, new column, new table, everything. So here, yes, you can create the new parameter also. Okay, in the view section, you can see that here you can add the themes. You can use the existing themes also. You can customize the themes and everything from this tab. Okay, we will understand the themes and everything as we go along with the course. You can see the mobile layout. You can do the filter. You can do the bookmark. In case if you don't want this filter tab, you can just simply click on like this. A filter tab will get disabled. If you want to enable it again, you can just click on the filter tab again. It will enable it. We have the bookmarks. We have the performance analyzer where you can check the performance of the reports. Okay. Then we have the optimize tab where you can again view the performance and you can refresh the visuals and everything. This is the new tab has been added to this Power BI desktop. Previously in the older version, this optimize tab was not available. Now in the new Power BI version, this tab has been introduced. Okay. So now let's go to the home tab now again. So as we go along with the course, we will understand more about this Power BI desktop. You can explore more as we go with the course. Okay. So this is all about the interface store of a Power BI desktop. And now what we will do, we will get the data, the basic data, the CSV data, and let's do some basic transformation. Okay. So for that, let's go to the get data and get that CSV data, and let's see how we can load that data and how we can do the basic transformation on that data. So let's go to get data over here and let me just click on to this text/CSV. So let's click over here and there you go. You can see that we got this customer.csv file over here. Let me just show you. CSV file is nothing but a comma separated file. So there you go. You can see the format also, comma separated file. Okay. So I'm going to select this file, double click, and connection is happening, as you can see that. So there you go. You can see that our raw data has been extracted to the Power BI. Now here you can see the deeliminator also. Okay. So it is clearly showing that this file is a comma separated file. If I change this setting to something else, let's say colon or let's say equal sign, then see how the data is appearing over here. This is the area where it shows how your data is getting displayed over here. Okay. So if I say comma, so you can see that how my rows and columns are displaying over here, it shows over here. Okay. So once you get this data over here, what we have to do, we can say load this data to the Power BI desktop, or we can go to the transform data option also. Means what does this transform data option do? This, when we click on this button, it will take us to the Power Query editor. Yes, where we can do lots of cleaning process. So what cleaning process is required for this data? As you can see over here, in the column number 6, there is no data over here. Even on the row 14th, as you can see over here, there is no data. Means there are some null data, as you can see on the row number 16 also. We got the null data over here, right? So all this error cleaning, null values cleaning up, empty row cleaning up, removing the erroneous data, bad data, all we can do in our Power Query editor. That's what this button says, transform data. So let's click on this transform data and let's do basic transformation. Okay. So now I'm going to click on this transform button. Once I am going to click on this transform button, a new window, a Power Query editor window is going to pop up. So let's see that. So let's say transform data. So as you can see that our Power Query editor window has been popped up over here. Here you can see that we got the data into this Power Query editor, right? First and foremost is that on my left hand side, if you see a table names, you can see over here, means to this data, what is the table name? Yes, you can see over here under the queries section. In case if you want to change the table name, yes, you can do that by right clicking and you can say rename the table name. Yes. And also you can change the table name from the right hand side. As you can see under the properties, here you can change the table name. Yes. Now here I can do that. So let me just do the changes. Customer data. I want to rename this table a data as a customer data. Okay. Now under the properties, you can see we got the applied steps over here, right? So from where we got this data, if you want to see that, we got the source over here and we got the gear button over here. Once you click on this gear button, so as you can see that it will show you from which path we got this data or we extracted from which path this data. So we extracted this data from customer.csv file, as you can see over here. In case if you want to change the path, yes, you can do that by clicking this browse button. Okay. So I will say for now cancel. We don't want to change our data. So we want to continue with this data file only, and you can see the delimiter again, a comma over here. You can see the CSV document also, file origin, line breaks and everything. Okay. Now we can say okay because all looks fine over here. So I will say okay over here, and now I will come to the second step. Okay. Now what I will do, whatever changes we do to this data, a new step is going to get generate over here under the applied step. So why it generates? It generates because in case if you want to undo the changes, if you want to go to that step and check what was the previously data was there, if you want to see all those things, then yes, we can do that by clicking on the steps. So for example, I want to remove the first row over here, as you can see that. Now what I will do, I will click on this remove rows ribbon button. So I will say top rows. Now here I want to remove the top row, the first row. So here I am going to give the numeric as 1 and I will say okay. So there you go. You can see that we removed our first row from the top. Now in case if you want to undo this, yes, you can undo this by clicking on this cross mark. In case if you want to see what was there previously before this step, yes, you can see that. If I click on this second step, you can see that I am able to see the columns, means the first row which we removed in our third step. So if I come over here again, you can see that it is gone. If I remove this, then it will appear again. Means you can undo that step also and you can go and check the previous step also. What was the changes was there before doing this changes. So all those things you can see under the applied steps. This part is very useful when you're working with the big data. So always try to take the help of applied steps so that you can work around and you can play around with the data very carefully. Okay. As you can see that our column names lies in the first row. As you can see that customer ID, customer name, customer address, means I want these column names to appear over here. Okay. So these are my column names I don't want, but these column names I want to replace with them. So if you want to do that, if you want to do that step, what we can do, either we can go over here and we can say use first row as a header. Yes, we can do that. This is the one way of doing it, and other way around to do this, we can go to this home ribbon and here can you see that we can select this option as use first row as headers. Okay, so I'm going to select this. Just see what happens. Perfect. We got the column names over here perfectly. In case if you want to change these column names, you can right click, you can say rename. You can also double click and you can do the changes to this column names. And this is nothing but your data type. What does this column represent? That is the data type is over here. You can see that. Okay. Let's do first a basic transformation. Means as you can see that we got this blank column. I don't want this blank column. I want to remove this blank column. So what step we can take over here? Either we can say I want to remove columns. You can select like this and you can say remove column, or you can choose column also. So for example, I will say choose column, and from here I will say I don't want this customer SSN number. I will uncheck this and I will say OK. The moment I did that step, you can see that customer SSN number is gone over here. Now first go to this blue line over here. Under the column name, can you see a blue line over here? So this blue line indicates that how much valid data, how much percentage of valid data is available under that column. So under the customer ID column, we got 100% valid data. Now let's go to the customer address, and here you can see that we got 88% valid data and 12% empty data. That's why it is showing blue and red over here, a color. Okay, so it means that we got some empty rows over here or empty records. As you can see, on 16th record we got the empty values, on the 14th record we got the empty values. So let's remove this empty values and let's see how this color changes to blue. So in order to remove the empty columns, what we can do, either we click on this remove empty, or we can simply go over here, we can say remove the blank rows. So for now I'm going to click on this remove empty option. So this button I'm going to use it. So I will say remove empty. So there you go. All the empty records are gone from this data, right? Now on the 51st record, can you see we got this null? This is not that null, okay? This is the string null, okay? So I have purposely added this null so that I can show you how to remove this type of errors also. So if you get this type of error, what you can do, you can simply go to the filter option, click on this arrow, you can simply unselect this null, okay, and you can simply say OK. That's it. Your 51st record is gone. Okay. Now as you can see that we got complete blue over here. Can you see that? So now as you can see that for customer underscore data table, our data transformation process, the cleaning up process is done. Now what we can do, either we can go to this ribbon, that is close and apply button, we can click over here, or we can simply say apply, we can simply say close. So if we say close and apply, so it will close this Power Query editor and it will load the data to the Power BI desktop. And if we say apply, it will save the changes, everything whatever we did over here, and this query editor will not get closed. If we close this, if we click on this close button, simply whatever changes we did to this customer data table, that all changes will get undone. Okay, so make sure that before you close this Power Query editor, make sure either you select close and apply or apply. So in this case I am going to say apply. So why I am going to say apply? Because I want to load some more tables from the new source. That's why I just said apply, because I want to stay into this Power Query editor. Okay, now I want to get some more tables from the new source. So for that, what we can do, we can go to this new source. As you can see that my new source is Excel workbook. So I'm going to select this. I'm going to select this. That's it. A navigator window will pop up. as you can see over here, right? And it will show us whatever the tables options are there under that Excel file. It will show up everything. So it has got 3 tables, as you can see that. In case if you want to see the preview, we can select over here, we can check the preview, we can select over here, we can check the preview. Now here I want to load all the tables. Let's load it. So there you go. As you can see that all my tables are loaded into this Power Query editor. I don't want to do any kind of a transformation over here, means I don't want to do any cleanup process to these tables because all this data looks fine to me. Now what I want, I will say close and apply. Okay, so first I will say close and apply so that all the data should get loaded into the Power BI desktop now. Okay, so I will say close and apply. So there you go, you can see that my data is getting loaded into the Power BI desktop. Now on the right hand side, as you can see over here, my tables are loaded. I can see those tables under the data view. You can see that we can see the data of the product, right? We can see the data of location, we can see the data of fact table, customer data, as you can see over here. Now first I will go to the data model. And here if you see, there is a relationship between the fact table and the product table and the location table and the fact table, as you can see over here. Let me just show you that. So there you go, you can see that there is a relationship between the product table and the fact table and the location table and the fact table, but there is no relationship between the customer data table and the fact table. So for that, what we can do, we need to create the relationship. But in order to create the relationship, there is no customer ID column over here. Can you see that in the fact table? So now in order to add the column to this fact table, that is because I want to create the relationship between the customer table and the fact table, I need a foreign key and the primary key. So there is no foreign key in the fact table. So what I will do, I will go to this transform data option and I will say transform data again, and I will go to the fact table. Here what I will do, I will simply go to the product ID and I will say duplicate column. That's it. This is not the right way to add the foreign key, but just I want to show you that how you can duplicate the column here. That's why I've shown you this option. Okay. Now here I'm going to rename this option as customer ID, or I will say cust ID. Okay. That's it. Remember that this is not the way to generate the foreign key for another table. Okay. This is just I wanted to show you, I wanted to highlight you how you can duplicate the columns. Okay. And now I have renamed the column as a customer ID over here. Now here I will say close and apply now. Okay. So it will close and it will load the data automatically, as you can see over here. So that's it. As you can see that we got this customer ID over here. Now what I will do, I'm going to create the relationship over here. So I will just take this customer ID and I will put it to customer ID. That's it. You can see that we got the relationship over here. Now let's go to the view and let's click on this tag bar chart and let me make it big, something like this. And here what I want, let's put the customer names to the y-axis. That's it. And I want sales to be there in the x-axis. So there you go, you can see that, right? Now if you want to view the customer and the product sales, what we can do, we can drag and drop the product type also in the legend section. So there you go, you can see that. Yes. Now if you see this visualization, we are not able to see this visualization properly, especially the customer names, as you can see over here. Now if I just enlarge this also, then also you are not able to see the customer names properly. So it means that we need to format this visual. Okay, so in order to do the formatting of the visual, we can go to this format your visual option. So if you select this option, then it will format for this visual. If we unselect this visual, you can see that this format will happen for the report page. As you can see that means this format will not happen for this visualization, but this format will happen for a report page. So here in this case we want to format the visual. So for that I'm going to first select the visual. So there you go, and then I'm going into the format visual option, and here on the y-axis I have to increase the font size so that we can able to see the customer names properly. So for that, here I'm going to first change the font type to Verdana and the font size to 14, and here I want to change the color also, so I will make the font color to black. So there you go. Now you can see the names, the customer names properly. There are many things we can do in the format visual option, but we will see that option as we go along with this course. Now there is one more option which I wanted to discuss with you, that if you see over here, we have created this visual, we have added this visual into this page number 1. If you want, we can rename this page by right clicking it, as you can see over here. In case if you want to duplicate this page, yes, we can do that by clicking on this link. So this is how we can duplicate this page. In case if you want to create a new page, we can click on this plus icon to create a new page. Okay, so I want to rename this page as stack bar visual. So I will say stack bar visual. That's it. So hey guys, this is how you can create the page, and you can duplicate the page, and you can rename the page by using this page section, right? Or else you can also go to the insert ribbon over here, and here also, from here also you can create the new page, you can create the new visual, you can add more visuals. Now let's add some more visuals to this Power BI report. Yes, let's explore some more visuals. So for that, first let me just create a new page, and here I want to drag and drop the clustered bar chart. Yes. So let's load the data over here. So in the x-axis, I want to load the sales. There you go. And I want to see the sales as per the state wise, the location wise. So on the y-axis, I will drag and drop the state. So there you go. Now I want to divide the state sales as per the product type also. So for that, I can drag and drop this product type to the smaller multiples. So there you go, you can see that. Perfect. Now in order to format this visual, we can go. So first we have to select this visual, and then we can go to format your visual option, and from there you can just do the formatting. So here I'm going to change the font. So there you go, then the color, and on the x-axis also I will do the same changes to the values. So there you go. I will make this color to blue. So perfect. So there you go. Okay. Now in case if you want to change this from clustered bar chart to some other visual, let's say a clustered column chart, then yes, you can do that by selecting the visual first, then selecting the new visual which you want from the visualization section. Okay, so let's select the column chart. Let's see the column chart. So there you go. In case if you want to see the 100% stack bar chart, yes, you can see like this. Perfect. Yeah, there you go, you can see that. In case if you want to see the 100% stack column chart, yes, you can see that by clicking like this. Even you can go to the stack bar chart also. like this, you can see the formatting, right? You can see the column chart like this. So there you go. So I am going to rename this page as clustered bar chart. Perfect. Let's explore some more visuals. So for that, let's add a new page over here, and here let me drag and drop the pie chart. So there you go, pie chart is over here. Now in the legend section, I want to view the pie chart as per the product type and the sales. So for that, in the legend section, I'm going to drag and drop the product type, and I want to see the sales. So in the values, I will add the sales. So there you go, you can see how our pie charts looks like. Perfect. So there you go, product type T, the sum of sales you can see over here. While you hover it, you can see the values and everything. Perfect. Let me rename this to pie chart. Same way we can do the formatting also, the way we did it for clustered bar chart and the stacked bar chart. Okay. So let's explore some more visual. Let me add the line chart first, and then we will see the funnel chart also. Okay. So let me rename this page as line chart and funnel chart. Perfect. So hey, let's understand how to create the line chart visualization. So under our visualization section, as you can see over here, we got this line chart visualization. So let's add that, and there you go. Now we have to use this line chart visualization when you got the data as per the date wise. If you want to see some of the sales, how your sales has been performed over the years date wise, yes, for that purpose you can use this line chart. And here you can see that in our fact table we got this date column over here. So yes, we are going to use this date column, and according to the date we are going to see our sales and the profit. So now let me just drag and drop the date to the x-axis, and I don't want to see the date hierarchy wise, I just want to see the date wise. So I have selected the date wise, and in my y-axis I am going to put the sales over here. So there you go, you can see that. Okay, look, perfect. This is how our sales looks like. There was a dip in the 2018 October, but again it has risen, right? So you can see there is a rise. Okay, now in our secondary y-axis we can also put one more aggregation column. So suppose I just want to see the budget profit also. So I am going to drag and drop here to the secondary y-axis. So there you go, you can see that, and we can just click on this legends to see how it looks like, the dark and the light mode. So I can click on this, I can check, how it is getting compared. Means we can compare the two line charts also in this line chart visualization. Okay, so there you go. Perfect. So this is all about the line chart. Now let's drag and drop the funnel chart also, and let's see how the funnel charts looks like. Because now we are going to use a funnel chart to see how the sales has been done as per the customer wise. So for that I am going to use this funnel chart. We can also use this funnel chart to look at our sales as per the state wise also, but I want to see the funnel chart as per the customer wise. So yes, I am going to use this funnel chart. The funnel chart is nothing but your reverse kind of a pyramid, I will say, where the most number of sales it will show you on the top, then in the descending order the sales will show up. Okay, that's called a funnel chart. So it looks like a funnel basically. You can see a shape over here. A shape is like a funnel chart. Hence this visualization has been named with the funnel chart. So it will show you the sales as per the descending order. Okay, so that you can quickly take the decision according to your visualization. Okay, so now here I am going to see the sales as per the customer wise. So in my category section here you can see that in my category section, I'm going to drag and drop the customer name, and in my values section, I'm going to drag and drop the sales. Perfect. As you can see over here. So there you go, you can see clearly the maximum sales it is showing for Sumesh, then Jaideep, all this graph it is showing as per the funnel wise, as you can see over here. Because the graph, the visualization itself a funnel, hence the name is funnel chart. Okay, so simple. You can do the formatting and everything. You can do the formatting for the line chart also and for the funnel chart. The moment you select this, you can do the formatting for this line chart. The moment you select this funnel chart, you can do the formatting for funnel chart also. Okay, so hey guys, this is all about the line chart and the funnel chart. Let's explore some more visualization. Now let me go and create a new page, and in this new page I am going to add a new visualization called slicers. Yes, slicer is a visualization and also a interactive filter. Yes, because they allow the users to refine the data, or I will say to slice the data for themselves. Yes, we have these filters, you can see over here, but these filters are more specific to the developers, and these filters, the developers refine the data before they share it with the end users, and this is the interactive filter which is available only for the end users to refine the data for themselves. Yes, hence we have this interactive filter in the visualization section. So yes, so now in this slicer I am going to add the data field over here saying date. Just see what happens. So I have added the date and it is showing the range over here, like from this range to this range, whether I want to filter the data, whether I want to see other visualization between this data. Means if you want to see the sales between this data, yes, you can do that with the help of slicers. Okay, so now this in between option has came when you selected this date field over here. In case if you don't want this, you can go to this format, you can go to the slicer settings, and here you can change what you want, whether you want a simple drop down like this, or you just want whatever was there previously. So there are some other styles also, you can see that we have this date and time also, you can see that. Okay, so let me make it large. So there you go, or else you just go with the default option. So there you go. So this is like a refining your data between some range. Okay, now what I will do, I will go to this format visual option, but here I don't want the date, I want to see the state wise slicer. Okay, so there you go. Now I am going to change this to a drop down. So for that I will go to the format visual option, and here I am going to change the drop down, and here you can see that the moment a string data came over here, this slicers options have got changed according to the data. Okay, so that time you are given the date and time, so this time we have given the string, hence the slicer options has been changed over here, you can see that, right? So I just want to go with the drop down. Let's go and increase the values also. So there you go. Perfect. I can change the color to black. That's it. Okay, done. Now let me go and add another visualization called table visualization. The most used visualization in the Power BI is the table visualization. So I'm going to select this, and here I'm going to see the data as per the state wise. Perfect. I want to see the state wise sales. I want to see the budget sales and the budget profit. Perfect. I can increase the font size I can go to the format visual. I can increase the values over here, means the font for the values. I'm going to increase it. Perfect. I can also go and change the column headers also. I can increase it. There you go. Perfect. I can give the background color. This I'm going to change it to white. Perfect. So in case if you want to see the data in the tabular way, you can go with the table visualization. Now let's go and add one more visualization, that is the donut. Perfect. This is my one of the favorite visualization. So why it is my favorite? Because the donut charts are used to show the proportions of the categorical data with the size of each piece representing the proportion of each category. So now here I want to see the sales according to the product type. So here I am going to drag and drop the product type. First I am going to drag and drop the sales and then the product type in the legend section. So there you go, as you can see that. So here it shows the proportion of the categorical data, that is the product type data, where each piece is representing the proportion of each category. I mean the product type with the sales, as you can see over here. Let's improve the visual. I mean the format. So let's go over here. Slicers. You can see over here you can change the color and everything. If you want, you can change the text also. Yes, I want to change the text. Perfect. I can go and change the title if I want, right? I can go and change the slicers colors. If you don't like this color, you can go and change some other colors. We can also change the details also. You can see that. Details means here you can go and change the data value to the percentage or category percentage, whatever you want. You can change over here. And here you can go and change the font size of the values. Okay, you can see that. I will make it to black. Perfect. So there you go. Let me add it properly over here. Now here again I am going to use one more visualization, that is the field map. So there you go. So here I want to see the sales. Here I want to see the state wise products. So in the location I am going to drag and drop the states. You can see that. And here I want to see the state wise products. Perfect. You can see that. And again I am going to add one more visual, that is the cards. So 2 cards I am going to drag and drop. So one is this. One is this one. So here I want to see the state. And here I want to see the sales, the total sales. Perfect. Okay. As I told you previously, the slicers acts like a interactive data filters, which allows the users to refine the data for themselves. So here if you see that, here I can see the all states. So if I go and select the California, you will find all the visuals in this page has got filtered automatically, as you can see over here. So let me go and select one more state over here, that is Florida. And here you can see that this card is showing the Florida and the total sales of the Florida. And here you can see the state wise which product has been sold in Florida. Here you can see that. That is the Cafe Mocha, right? So here you can see that. Here you can see in the map the state wise which product has been sold. And here you can see that the product type wise how the sales has been happened. So for example, for the tea you can see over here, For herbal tea, you can see over here. For the espresso, same with the coffee, you can see the distributions of the sales according to the product type. And here in the tabular way, you will find all the snapshot of the Florida, that is the sum of sales, sum of the budget sales, and sum of the budget profit. Here you can see the totals and everything. This is the sum of the sales which is exactly matching with the card over here. You can see that. I can change it to some other state over here. You can see that. I can change it to New York. Everything gets changed. You can see that. Right? So these are the slicers which acts like an interactive filters, and these filters are available for the end users directly. Means here the end users can filters the data, can able to filter the data by himself. Okay, so you can see that I can see the donut as per the product wise and the sales wise. I can see the tabular format data of sum of sales, of sum of budget sales and the budget profit. I can see which state has been selected, for which state I am looking this entire data, that is the New York, how much the total sales has happened in New York, that is the 71k, and which product has been sold, I can see in that map also. You can see that, right? So, hey guys, in this part we have explored the donut visual, the tabular visual, we talked about the slicer visual, the map visual and the cards. Okay, now let's go and talk about this data filters which are there here. We talked about the slicers which are the interactive filters for the end users. Now we are going to talk about the filters which are available for the developers. That is the data filters, and here we will talk about the top end function also. Okay, so let's go and talk about that. Now these filters are available especially for the developers, and if we want to do any kind of a filtration, yes, we can do that. So for example, I can simply go to the tabular one. So first I'm going to select the tabular section over here. I mean the tabular visual, and here if I want to do any kind of a filtration, for example, if I want to do the basic filtration, let's say if I want to select the California, yes, I can do that. I can select the Florida, I can select the New York over here, as you can see, right? So this type of basic data filtration, yes, we can do that with the help of this filter section. And in case if you want to know how to enable the filter section, you can go to the view ribbon over here, and here you can enable the filters. You can just check this ribbon, check this button filters, then this filter section will get enabled in your Power BI desktop. Okay, so this is what the basic filtration what you can do in the visual level also. And in case if you want to do the filtration at the page level also, yes, you can do that. In case if you want to do the filtration in a complete report level also, yes, you can do that. Now what we will do, let's go and discuss about the top end function first. So here you can see that I have selected the state wise basic filtering, right? In case if I don't want, I can simply click on this clear filter. It will come to the original position. Now here I want to do the top end function. So here you can see that in the filter type, I got this top end function, right? Now this top end function is not available for the aggregated values. So for example, for the budget sales, which is a aggregated value, here the top end function is not there. Here you have the values according to your aggregation. So here if you want to do some kind of a greater than, less than, not equal to, all those things you can do here in the aggregation level, at the value level I can say. But at the string level, in case if you want to do some kind of a basic filtration, yes, you can do that. You can do the top end function also. Now here I want to see the top 5 states which do the maximum sales. So in the value section over here, as you can see that I can drag and drop these sales like this. and I can say apply filter. So there you go. Here I can see the top 5 states which is having the maximum sales. You can see that. I can do the bottom also. You can see that, and it will show us the bottom results. The lowest results, the lowest sales. Okay. In case if you want to change this number, yes, you can do that. Just change the number and say apply filter. It will show us the 4. It can show us the top. Okay. Yeah. So this is about the data filters and the top end function. Now let's talk about something important. The types of filters are available in the Power BI. So in Power BI we got the 3 types of filter. That is, one is the visual level filter. Now I have selected, the moment I have selected this visual, you can see that I am getting this filter. If I remove this filter option, here you can see that this filters appears as a page level filters. You can see that filters on this page, filters on the all pages, means this is the report level filter. In case if you want to do any kind of a filtration on the entire report in all pages, yes, you can go with the report level filter. In case if you want to do the filtration on the current page itself, yes, you can go with the page level filters. In case if you want to do any kind of a filtration on the visual level, you can select the visual and you can do the filtration. So these are the 3 types of filters which are available in Power BI. So if you want to do the basic page level filtration, yes, you can do that. You can simply go drag and drop a sales over here. You can see that the filtration will happen. In case if you want to see some of the filtration according to the state wise also, yes, you can do that by just drag and drop this state and you will find a complete page level filtration according to the states, as you can see over here. Similarly, you can do with the report level also, means at all the pages also. Okay. Now this is all about the visual level filters, page level filters and the report level filters. And we also talked about the top end function. Now let's go and talk about the conditional formatting. Let me first copy this table visual to the new page, because to this visual only we are going to do the conditional formatting. So let me bring it over here. Yes, that's it. Perfect. Now in Power BI we do the conditional formatting to understand the data more visually. So for example, we do the conditional formatting on the columns which are present in this tabular way, so that we can see this column data more visually with some font colors, with some data bars, with some icons. So for example, how to add the conditional formatting to this column, let me just show you that first. So let's select the visual and let's go to the columns. Just click on this arrow. You can see that. Click on this arrow and here you will find something called as conditional formatting. So this formatting will help us to add more visual, like for example background colors, font colors, data bars, icons, web URL and so on. So let's go here and let's add some data bars to this sum of sales column. So you can see that I can add the data bars from the lowest values to the highest values, or else if we want to enter some custom values also, yes, we can enter. We can give a positive bar color also. If you want to give some kind of a color, I just want to give some green color over here. For positive results, I just want to see some green colors. For negative bar, I just want to see a red color. Okay. So the bar should come from left to right. Yes, I will say okay. You can see that the bars has been added to this column. If you don't want to read the number, if you just want to understand with the visual only, then yes, you can go with the conditional formatting. We can add the icons also. So let's go and add icons also to this budget sales. So let's add icons. The moment we selected the icons, here you will find some kind of a format and rules options. Okay. So these rules and options we will understand in the further part of this course. But for now, let's understand how to add the icons here. So let's go and add some icons. I just want to add these icons, this normal one. So I will select this and I will say OK. The moment I say OK, here you will find all the icons has been added. Okay. So if you want to see the data more and more in depth visually, you can go and do the conditional formatting. Okay. So this is all about the conditional formatting. Now let's go and talk about how to link the reports, how to create the linking reports. This linking report is also called as a drill through report. So let's understand in Power BI how to create the drill through report. So first let me go to the page 1 and here let me just copy this visual and let's create a new page. Let's paste it. I just want to remove the customer name. I just want to bring the product type over here. So this means that we are seeing the sum of sales according to the product type. Okay. Now let me go and create one more visual. Let me just copy this and let me paste it over here. Now I just want to see the sum of sales according to the product, not the product type. So I will just drag and drop a product over here. Now I am going to select the visual. In order to enable the linked reports or drill through reports, we have to select the visual. We have to go to the visual settings. Here we have to enable the cross report option. So let's enable it. And here you can see the label also, drill through. Okay. So if you want to enable the linking report, we have to enable this cross report option. And in the add drill through fields, we have to add some kind of a field over here. So here I just want to add a product type. Okay, done. So now let's go to the page 3. Because we have enabled the cross reporting to the page 4, this page 3 will also show us a drill through option. So there you go. I can go to the Expresso and here you will find a drill through option. It is showing, means it is showing that on the page number 4, here we have the cross reporting, the linking reporting. That's why it is showing the drill through option. So it means that if I want to see this report, the page 4 report, here you can see that means the product wise the sum of sales which we are seeing, if you want to filter it, means from the page 3 if I want to filter it according to the coffee, yes I can do that. So there you go, you can see that I can filter the page 4 according to the coffee. So there you go, you can see that. Now this sum of sales product, it is showing according to the coffee category. Yes. Now I can come over here. I can simply click on herbal tea. I can say drill through page 4. Now as you can see that now this report, page 4 report has got filtered according to the product type herbal tea. Now here in this report we are viewing the report as per the sales, as per the product wise, as you can see that. Okay. So hey guys, this is how you can create the linked reports or drill through reports in Power BI. Now let's go and talk about this bookmark section also. This is also one of the important sections in Power BI. Let's go and talk about the bookmarks. What are bookmarks? In Power BI, bookmarks help us to capture the present configured view of a report page along with the settings made it to the filters, slicers and visuals on that page. Now, in order to enable the bookmarks, we have to go to the view ribbon and we have to select bookmarks. So if you select the bookmarks, this window will come up in the Power BI desktop where you can add the bookmarks. These bookmarks are similar like a web browser bookmarks only. Now, to add a bookmark, first let's go to the report over here. And what I will do, let me add some filters over here to this table. And here, let me go to the state. And here, I just want to see the top 10 states whose sales are higher. So I will say top 10 whose sales are higher. So let me just select the sales over here. And I will say apply filter. There you go, you can see over here, right? Now I want to capture the settings. Okay, let's do some more filtration before we do that. So let's go over here and let me say, I just want to see coffee and herbal tea. That's it. Okay. Now what I want to do, I want to capture this thing. I want to do the bookmarking of this page. So what I will do, I will go to the bookmarks. I will say add a bookmark, and I'm going to rename this bookmark as, let's say, top 10. I will give this name for now. I will say okay, that's it. We are done. Now let me do some more changes to this visuals. Now here I'm going to select espresso and tea, and here let me change the top end to top 2. That's it. I will say apply filter. Now here also I want to capture this entire page settings. So for that I will add another bookmark. So let's go to the bookmark. I will add one more bookmark, and this will be top 2. Done. So there you go. Now in order to see these bookmarks, what we can do, either we can go to the bookmarks and we can say I just want to see the top 10. So there you go, you can see that, you can see the top 10 over here. So there you go, you can see the top 2 also by clicking like this. There you go, top 10 again. Perfect. Now here in this page we can add buttons also. Now in order to go and add a button, we need to go to the insert ribbon, and here as you can see that here we can add the buttons, here we can add the text boxes. So let's go and add a button over here. So I'm going to add the blank button. So I will say blank button. So there you go. Now let me copy it over here and let me do some settings to this button. So I will go to the format over here. I'm going into the style and let me enable the text. And this text will be called as top 10. Perfect. Let me change the font, bold, and let me increase the font size. Perfect. Color will be black. Now let me just go to the actions. So as you can see that we got the actions also over here. Let's enable the actions. Now let me just make this button type. Let me change this button type as a bookmark. We can add a web URL button also. We can add drill through button also. But for now, let's add a bookmark button. And it is asking which bookmark button. So here I'm going to select the top 10. That's it. And similarly, we can add one more button. Copy it, paste it. And this will be top 2. Perfect. Let's go to the actions. Let's change this to top 2. Perfect. Now hold on your click button and click on this top 2 button. That's it. Your report changes. Now again hold on to your click button and again click on top 10. It will show us the top 10 results of the states, as you can see over here, right? So hey guys, this is all about the bookmarks and the buttons in Power BI. Now if you want to explore your data in your own words, here's what an AI tool for Power BI is available in our visualization section, and the name called Power BI Q&A. Yes. So first let me just create a new page over here, and here we go. You can see that. So this is our Q&A. So this is our component. Let me just drag and drop over here. Let me make it big. So there you go. Let me increase the font size. Go to the formatting. Make it a big. There you go. So this component lets you to explore your data in your own words. It acts like an AI tool for Power BI, and you can ask anything to this component. It will give you all the answers related to your data. So now let me just show you over here. So let's say New York sales. So if I want to search for New York sales, or I will say the budget sales, there you go. If I want to search for coffee, yes, I can do that. So there you go. It gives you all the suggestions, as you can see over here. Coffee sales. If I want to search for coffee sales, yes, I can do that. There you go. If I want to search for total budget profit, yes, I can do that. So there you go. You can see that, right? So this is an AI tool for Power BI desktop. Yes. So this is all about the Q&A component. Now let's go and talk about how to connect to the SQL Server database using the Power BI desktop, and let's create a simple visual for that. Okay, as you can see in our get data, we got the different common data sources from where we can connect to the different sources, right? We can go to the more, and here it opens all the options from where we can connect to the different sources. Yes, from here you can get the data from the different sources, like from the file, text file, CSV file, Excel file, JSON, from the PDF, from the Azure, from the databases, and so on. Like we have the MySQL database, we have the Postgre, we have the SQL Server, and you can also connect to the SQL Server analysis services also. Yes. Now here we want to connect to the SQL Server database, and let's create a simple visualization. So for that we can either go to the database over here, we can select the SQL Server database, we can say connect like this, or else there is a direct option given in the Power BI desktop, as you can see in the data section over here. Now this is the data ribbon which is available in the home ribbon option. You can see that, right? So here you can connect to the SQL Server and you can fetch the data from the SQL Server database. So now let me just select this. Now here you can see that SQL Server database connection window has been opened over here. So first option you have to put the server name, then the database, which is optional, and here we got something called as data connectivity mode. And there are two types of connectivity mode available for connecting to the SQL Server database, that is the import mode and the direct query mode. Now for now I'm going to select the import, but the main difference between the import and the direct query I'm going to explain you as we go along with this course. And now we got the advanced options also, where you can put the SQL statement, you can put the connection timeout also, right? So these are the advanced options available in the SQL Server database connection window. Okay, now let's put the server name and let's put the database. So for that, let me just open up my SQL Server Management Studio. So there you go. As you can see that my Management Studio has been opened up over here, and here we got the server name. As you can see over here, my server type is database engine, and here we got the server name. So here I'm going to select the server name first. Let me copy it and we can connect it like this. So there you go. So here we go, we got the database over here, right? Now I'm going into my Power BI desktop, and here I'm going to put the server name. So there you go. In case if you want to put the database, we can put it, or else we can leave it blank. I will say okay. So it gives you all the databases which are available in that server. From there also we can select our database. So it will come up over here, as you can see that. This is nice. Let's select over here. Perfect. We will select a dim customer table from here. So there you go. We got the basic data over here, or else we can go to some other database also. We can connect it. Let's go to the practical DB and let's select customer, table customer. So there you go. You can see that. Now let me select this table and let's load. So as you can see that the data is directly loaded to the Power BI desktop because we selected the load option, not the transform option. So the data is loaded. You can see that the table customer is over here. Yes, we can go to the data view and we can simply see the data over here, right? You can see that. Perfect. Now let's go and display this data. For that, I'm going to create a new page over here and let's use the table format and let's drag and drop the customer ID first, then the customer name. So there you go. Let's drag and drop the customer type, purchase date. Yes, all this we can do that, right? We can design our table, we can increase the font size, we can do much more things. So, hey guys, this is how we can connect to the SQL server and we can get the data from there. I hope you understand this part. Now let's go to the website URL and try to fetch the data from the website URL. So let's understand how we can do that. Now let's go to our browser and let me just click on this domain and let's go and click on this URL which is having the property rates for Mumbai 2023 as you can see over here. So now let me just copy this URL and let's come to the Power BI desktop and let's go to our get data. And here we want to get the data from the web URL as you can see over here. Let me click on over here a web. So a web window pops up over here and here you can put the URL in the URL section as like this as you can see over here. So we got the basic option, we got the advanced option as you can see over here. So these advanced options we will understand as we go along with the course. For now, let's go to our basic and let's try to get the data from this URL. I will say OK. So as you can see that a navigator window has popped up and here it will display the data. So let's wait. So there you go, you can see over here. So it has got some options over here. So it says that in that URL I found the HTML table. You can see that it has suggested some more tables, a breakup table. And it has given the text option also, that is the HTML code and the display text. So we are interested more into the table. Let's go and see the table over here. So there you go, you can see that. So here as you can see that we have selected the table 1 option and let's do some transformation because here I want to remove this column, that is the view properties option. So let's go to the transform data. So there you go. The moment we selected the transform data option, a Power Query editor window has been popped up. So there you go. Now here we have to remove this column as you can see, that is this column we have to remove it. So for that I will go to the choose column option. So there you go. And here I am going to uncheck this option. I will say OK. Perfect. We are done. Now the second step is that we have to give the table name also. So let's go over here and let's give the table name, that is the web data. So there you go. And we are done. So finally I will say close and apply. So applying the changes is happening. As you can see, the data is getting loaded into our desktop over here. So finally on my right hand side you can see a web data over here. Let's create a new table visualization over here. So for that I will select a new table and let's select all this option. Perfect, as you can see over here, right? So as you can see that, let me go over here and let me copy this table because we have already formatted this table. Let's go over here. So there you go. Now let me select all these options. First let me remove this. Perfect, as you can see over here. So we got the data over here as you can see that, right? So this is how we can get the data from the website URL and display that data using the Power BI visualization. So hey guys, this is all about fetching up the data from the SQL server and also from the website URL. Now let's again go to our transform data, that is the Power Query editor, and let's understand what is exactly the Power Query. Power Query is a data automation tool where the data preparation or the data transformation happens according to the requirement. So once you got the business requirement, then according to the requirement, you can do the cleanup process, you can do the data preparation process according to the requirement. And here in the Power Query editor, you can load the raw data from the different types. Like if you go to a new source, here you can find the different types of data connectivity mode. So by using the different data types connectivity mode, you can connect to the Excel, you can connect to the SQL server, you can connect to the analysis services, you can either connect to text or CSV or web URL. You can extract the data from the web URL, you can transform that data, wherein in the transformation you can do the cleanup process, you can remove the errors, remove the duplicates, you can create the custom tables with this enter data option. You can add the columns with this add column ribbon. You can add the custom columns, you can add the index columns, you can append or merge the data. As you can see over here, we have the append, we have the merge option over here. You can append the data, you can merge the data, you can remove the unwanted rows by using this remove rows options, and by using this keep rows options, you can group the data, and many more transformation yes you can do in this Power Query editor. If we go to our add column option, if we add custom columns, here we can write the 1000 plus M functions. These M functions are the heart of Power Query editor. By using this M functions, we can clean up the data, we can remove the erroneous data, we can remove the special characters, and we can do lot many things. And these M functions are categorized into logical, date, time, numbers, text, tables, and so on. So once we are done with this data cleanup process, then we can go to the home ribbon, and here we can simply say close and apply or close. So hey guys, this is all about the Power Query editor in Power BI. Now let's go and talk about these data types and creating the custom tables in Power BI. When you extract the raw data from external sources like Excel, SQL Server, text or CSV, this data is automatically loaded into the Power Query editor or Power BI desktop directly. So if you load this data into the Power Query editor, I mean if you want to do the transformation in the Power Query editor, this Power BI automatically detects the type of the data type for a column. So for example, I have loaded the data, that is the web data, from the web URL. And if you see that for the columns, depending on the data type, depending on the data I will say, it has detected the data type. So this is the data type what you will have besides the column name. So this is my column name location and this is my data type. Okay. So we have different types of data types available over here in the Power BI. As you can see that we got the decimal. For the floating number I will say, that is when your data is in a floating number, then that time you can choose a decimal number data type. You can also select the fixed decimal number for currencies. You can also select the whole number, like for example we have this 1 2 3 4. You can see that for this we have selected, or the Power BI automatically detected this whole number data type. In case if there is a percentage like 100%, 40%, 30%, for that you can select the percentage data type. We got the date and time. For the date columns or date and time columns, you can see we got the time data type. For the time columns, we got this date, time, time zone. If there is a time zone column for that you can select this. We got the ABC also, which is nothing but our string data type. We got true and false for Boolean data type. We got this binary also. Okay. So all these data types are present over here in this Power Query editor. In case if the column is not detected with any data type, then what you can do, you can go to this transform ribbon and you can simply say detect data type. It will detect the data type of that column according to the data present in that column. Yes. In case if you want to change the data type, either you can change it from here or you can go to the transform ribbon. Here also you can change the data type. You can see that. The most used data types in Power BI, or I will say the frequently used data types, is the decimal, is the whole number, percentage, date and time, date, time, Boolean, that is true or false. That's it. These are the fixed data types which are frequently used in a Power BI. Okay. Now, in order to go and create the custom table, we can go to the home ribbon and we can simply say enter data. So there you go. A window will pop up where you can define the column names. Let's say holiday ID. So this will be your holiday name. That's it. I will say 1001. Let's say new year, and 1002. This is Christmas. 1003. We will say Diwali, and so on, So here we can give the table name saying that holiday table, and that's it, holiday table, and I will say OK. The moment we say OK, the table will be added to the Power Query editor, as you can see over here. Okay. So this is how you can create the custom tables. In case if you want to go and change anything or any data in this table, you can simply go to the source. You can click on this gear button and there you go. In case if you want to add the new columns, you can simply click on the tab like this. In case if you want to add more rows, you can simply click on down arrow like this. That's it, you're done. Okay, you can add the data, you can add the columns, you can add the rows. So in case if you want to delete it, simply right click over the column, just say delete, delete, select this rows, simply you say delete. That's it, we are done. So this is all about the data types and creating the custom tables in Power BI. Now let's talk about the keep rows, that is this one, and the removes rows option in Power Query editor. So for that, let's go to the web data over here. So there you go. Now, suppose if you want to remove the rows from the top, we can select this remove top rows option and we can simply say that from the top how many rows we want to remove. Let's say if I want to remove 3, I can say 3, I can say OK over here. So it will remove the top 3 rows. I can undo this step over here for now. Now if you want to remove the bottom rows, yes, you can go to the remove bottom rows option and you can simply remove the bottom rows. Just enter the number, how many rows you want to remove from the bottom. Let's say 5, let's say 6 or let's say 10. Simply enter the number, say OK, it will remove the bottom rows. Now, very important, how to remove the alternate rows. Let's go, let's click on here. So it will ask you like which row you want to start removing the alternate row. Which is the first row to remove. I will say remove the first row. Number of rows to remove, I will say remove 2. Number of rows to keep, I will say 3. Keep it 3. So what will happen here? It will remove the 1. Okay. It will remove 2. This one, I mean 1 and 4 it will remove from the top. Okay. Number of rows to keep. So it will keep 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then again it will remove 8, 9. Then again it will keep 12, 13, 14. So like this it will happen. So let me see. Okay. So there you go. So 1, 2 has been removed. So 5, 6, 7 it is there. Here you can see that. 1, 4 it is removed. 1, 4 it is removed. 5, 6, 7 it is there. You can see that. 5, 6, 7. Then again 8 and 9 is removed. 12, 13, 14 is there. You can see that. Okay. So this is about the removing the alternate rows. Yes, you can remove the duplicates if there are duplicates in this column. If there are repetitions, if there are duplicates, yes, you can remove it with this remove duplicates option. You can remove the blank rows. You can also remove the blank rows from here. So here an option comes where you can remove the empty rows, you can remove the blank rows. Either you can remove it from here also. You can remove the error data over here. So there you go, you can see that. Right? Now let's go to the keep rows option where you will find how many rows you want to keep from the top. I want to keep, let's say, 2 rows. That's it. I will say okay. It will remove everything. It will keep only top 2 rows. Right? So how many rows you want to keep from the bottom? You just enter the number, it will keep it. Keep the range of the rows. Okay, so you can specify the range of the rows you want to keep, just opposite of, I will say, alternate rows. So here we are removing it and here we are keeping it. Keep the duplicates. If you want to keep the duplicates, keep it. Rest everything remove. Keep the errors. If you want to see the errors, just click on this. It will show all the error rows over here. Okay, sometimes what happens when you have millions of the records, whether you want to see how many duplicates are there, you can simply click on this keep duplicates and you can see the duplicates. Sometimes what happens when you have millions of data, you just want to see the errors, just click on this keep errors and you can see all the error data. Okay, so this is very important. That's why I just wanted to highlight this keep rows and remove rows option. Now let's understand how to remove the special characters from a column. So here if you see on the average sale price per square feet, we got the special character, that is the rupee symbol over here. The same we have here also and here also. So let's first understand how to remove a special character and why it is required to remove this special character. Yes, we are removing the special characters because we want to do some standard calculation. Until if you don't remove these special characters, then we cannot able to do the standard calculations. Hence, it is compulsory that we have to remove these special characters, then only we can do the standard calculations. So now let's understand how to remove this special characters, or I will say this currency symbol from this column. So for that, what we have to do, we have to go to the add column and here we need to say custom column. So here let me define the column name as average price, and here with the help of M function I am going to remove that currency symbol. So here I will say on each row text.select, let's select the column on which we want to remove that special currency symbol, or I will say the special character, yes, comma, let's come over here. If you see here in this column we got the rupee symbol which we want to remove, and also we want to remove the comma also. So we want to keep ideally 829, or I will say 8289. Okay, so it means that we just want to keep the numbers. So for that what I will do, curly braces, keep 0 to 9 number. That's it. So everything comes under this, whether 1, 10, 100, 1000, whatever. it will come, it will keep. Rest everything it will get removed. So close it. Now this column will be added as a new column. You can see that. I will say OK. That's it. Here you can see that. Now let's check whether some errors are there over here. So no errors. Now what I will do, let me change this data type to whole number. So there you go. You can see that, right? Perfect. Now here in this column we can apply the standard or scientific calculation. To apply the standard calculation we can simply go over here. We can say add, or I will say subtract, or I will say divide, or I can say multiply. Let's multiply this with, let's say 20. I will say OK, it will add a new column with this. Here you can see that, right? Let's remove it. We can add the percentage also, right? I will say 2. That's it. Here you can see that, right? Let's remove it. Similarly, we can do the scientific also. We can take the square root. So once we have this whole number, we can do scientific and standard calculations very easily. There are other calculations also here. You can see that. That is the trigonometry operations also. We can do that over here. Okay. Now let me just remove this column, the square column. So there you go. So here we got the average price, as you can see over here. Now this average price is as per the location, as you can see over here. So I just want to define the locality type. So if the average price is good, I will say the locality is good. If the average price is low, I will say poor. If the average price is mid, I will say fair. So to add that special column, we will take the help of conditional column because we are talking about the condition. So hence we need to add the conditional column. So here let's name the new column name as locality type. And here if the average price, I will say less than 5,000, or I will say less than or equal to 5,000, then it's poor. Let me add one more condition. If the average price is less than or equal to 10,000, I will say it is fair. Or let me make this 10,000. Let me make this 15, or I will say 20. And let me add one more price, or let me just remove this. I will say else good. Okay. So if the average price is less than or equal to 10,000, then the output will be poor. If the average price is less than or equal to 20, it is fair, or else everything will be good. Okay. So this is a location type, or I will say the locality type. We will add a new column depending on the condition of average price. So I will say OK. So there you go, you can see that, right? It is above 20, so it is good. It is under 20, it is fair. And let's see for poor. So there you go, you can see that, right? Perfect. Now in order to add the index columns, yes, we can go over here, and here we can add index columns from 1 to 10 like this. So this is how you can clean up the special characters. You can do the standard and scientific or trigonometric calculations. You can add the conditional columns, you can add the index columns, and so on. So hey guys, as you can see that we have completed the 22 chapters, and we covered all the 22 chapters with a proper practical example. Yes, now more chapters we will cover in our next video. So this is all about in this video. Thank you very much and happy learning.